So Sami, did you have a lot of like many bands before you moved to Rio? Like, did you have many bands in Finland, like rock music and whatever?
When I was living in Jyväskylä, we had lots of different bands, and then first I moved to Helsinki, and there were a couple of bands, but not so many. Then when I moved to Rio, it sort of became different, and I guess I could say that almost every year was a little bit different. But I think that I was playing much more in Rio in general. We could have maybe band rehearsals once a week, and then with the jazz band we were playing maybe once a week, and then with the samba drum group Samba Batteria, we could have rehearsals once or twice or 3 times a week, and then there was a samba night. So there were some weeks that I was playing like 5 to 6 days a week. Like, it was really gratifying way of living. I was earning very little money, but I was playing all the time, every day, and it was fantastic.
So do you think you found more? You felt more like yourself because of all this? Like maybe did you feel more like yourself in Rio when you moved there? Was it like, this is my place, like this is for me, I belong here?
Your soul belongs there.
The first year was a little bit difficult, and also I didn't believe in my sort of life in Rio at that time. But after the first year, I could understand that, okay, I can live there and I can feel at home. And maybe after 3 years, I started to really get into the samba thing. So and there was capoeira also, playing capoeira music. So then but it took many years before I understood really that I am living inside the music, because I was observing my Finnish like professional musicians, musician friends, and they maybe had only a couple of gigs every month, and they probably weren't rehearsing too much either. And I was like playing every day in some kind of bands, either jazz standards or rock music or or samba or capoeira. And it was really wonderful to live inside the music, to feel the music.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, if you think about the Finnish culture and Brazilian culture, it's like opposite.
Yeah.
You know, the rhythm heritage coming from Finland, like ti 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 pa 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 brr, pa pa.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but-
nothing wrong with that. But, if you think about the rhythm heritage coming from Brazil,
it's a little bit more
it's
tense.
yeah. A little
not
bit
as
more
relaxed.
syncopated and a little bit fresh, more fresh.
Yeah. Or maybe in Finland also we have this thing called humppa. Humppa, humppa.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
Humpa,
Traditional.
humpa.
That's world known,
Yeah, it's a duplicate 1 2 1 2
Yeah.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah, and tango. Yeah,
Yeah.
tango.
Yeah, so there is not very rhythmical landscape for us drummers if you're just listening the music made in Finland
Yeah,
traditionally.
yeah,
So you really have to looking for all the other cultures, whereas the rhythm is like a very important ingredient in their
but then
culture.
again, the Finnish way, like let's say that there's a stereotypical Finnish way of doing this. So the Finnish way in this case, like can be very interesting. Like when you add this Finnish thing, whatever it is, you know, however people perceive it. So you add this to Latin music, you know, you add this to German music, you know, like all European music, and like becomes a really interesting mix. And it's like it's never ending. Like you're never finished, you know. Like there's always one more song to hear.
I remember, you know, it was a time I was living in Kallio, and I learned this high tickle voodoo rhythm, which go like. And that was kind of a groundbreaking thing, you know. When I was town, I was drumming that rhythm, you know, on the tables, on the bus stops, everywhere, you know, on the parties.
Yeah.
And I was saying, you know, that's a high tickle voodoo rhythm. And everybody's like, oh, you are not so typical Finnish man.
Yeah, that's true.
But those rhythms are maybe one of the oldest rhythms on planet Earth. And they are the foundation of blues and rock and even samba music. So it's like the good magic.
Mm-hmm.
Voodoo rhythms are the good magic on planet Earth.
Yeah. They are very powerful rhythms, like very intense, and like they are in a triplet mode.
Yeah, super precise.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like very kind of simple.
Like 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet,
It does sound magical, especially, you know, like not everybody hears it the same way than I do here. But like when Jarkko was playing the table, and there's a candle, it's creating like this resonant tone. It's like, oh my god, like this is this is so cool. Like all the resonant tone is like it's like moving. The pitch is moving up and down like with the music. It sounds extremely musical, a little bit weird, but extremely musical when you add this resonance thing that comes from the glass and all this.
But think about us Finns, you know. I think it was very hard to me to understand triplet, which is going like 3. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. It's not our rhythm heritage. 3 bass rhythms, 6 or 12. So those, you know, subdivisions are coming from Africa, Cuba, Latin Africa.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's not, it's like, that's our.
Yeah. So it's extremely organic.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not wrong, there's a lot of music in Africa that is only created by, you know, hand instruments and you know, vocals, like a lot of singing tones and all this. I'm not very familiar with African music, but like that's my impression, and it's like it cannot get more human, cannot get more deeper into the, you know, aspect of humans creating music.
But that's a funny thing, you know. If I just telling the story about this voodoo Heidegger, cha 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 da da cha 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 cha. I didn't know when I was studying that rhythm that I would be in the future playing with Africans on a live situation on a Maailmankylässä festivaali.
In Kaisaniemi, right?
Yes, at Kaisaniemi. Yeah. And there was like me and Teho Majamäki, one of the Finnish drummer. And then there was 3 African ladies dancing their ritualic dance. And then 2 other drummers with their original drums. I was just, you know, playing with the set, and I was applicating that rhythm a lot of with the drum set.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, if you're just learning, you know, those basic rhythms in a very deep level, you never know when to use it. or you could in the future you will need it.
Yeah.
And that's why we have like a best seat on the house. And it's a funny story. My friend called me in the middle of the night, like, Jarkko, I have a gig for you, but this is a very special gig. You have 2 days and you are going to Ismo Alanko's rehearsal rooms with these Tanzanian people, and you put your show on, and next day you're on the stage.
Yeah, that's the right guy on the task.
So and it's
And
all
that
about
was a
the
great
rhythms.
show. You played beautifully.
Thank you. Yeah,
So when was this?
I think it was 2014 maybe, because 2015 I was playing in Stadin Juhla Orchestra, so it was before that, if I remember correct. I'm not sure.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Years go like weeks go very fast. Years go like ching.
Yeah. It's really cool. So, Sami, what are you up to right now? Like, what have you been doing lately?
So many things. Right now, I'm participating in an international sort of workshop of universal music, and we are making music online, and then we will record it, and I play percussion in an international band called Mariana Tzvark Sexteto Universal. We are 5 nationalities, and we just published our first album last year, and nowadays I am actually starting to compose and produce my first solo album.
Yeah,
Which, by the
amazing.
way, you guys are very welcome to join me
Yes.
there.
Thank you for the
Thank
invitation.
you very
It
much.
means a lot.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And there are going to be some fantastic musicians around the world participating in that album. And in general, I'm just very happy and learning new things every day. My focus is to play as naturally as possible, and also to always be willing and ready to learn new things.
Wow.
That's the right attitude.
Yeah, that's a lot of things, and I'm really excited about your solo project. Like, what does the music of Sami Kontola sound like? I'm really excited about
Yeah,
this.
me too.
It's going to be beautiful.
And it's so nice to create those rhythmical parts, because you have a great ability to understand those rhythmical lines when they are like one line, second line, third line. You kind of can hear the whole thing at your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did this idea of you making your solo record or solo records, how did this idea come about, and when?
I think it has been in my thoughts already for many years. But next year during this year and next year, I'm in a way celebrating my 40 years as a drummer, and also 30 years as a drumming teacher or instructor. And
Wow.
next year I will be celebrating my 50th anniversary. So my idea is to produce something already for my anniversary of 50 years. And then during the next year, I would like to finalize and produce the whole album.
Wow.
So
Yes.
they are
So
big numbers, 30, 40, and 50.
yes, yes, exactly. Big milestones
Mhm.
and amazing things, you know, within these milestones.
Yeah, lately I have found myself singing rhythms and melodies and harmonies and energies, and so I'm recording them with my with my phone, and also when I contacted my colleagues and my idols, and everybody said yes.
Wow.
So I got really excited and really um, inspired, and it sort of opened the gates of music. So now when I'm taking naps in the afternoon, like music comes like from all directions. It's really
Mhm.
really great feeling.
Eh, That's because you are carrying a great energy, so everybody would like to work with you. And that's the one thing in music
Thank
business.
you.
You know, you are carrying a
Yes.
positive and creative, out of the box energy. So
Yeah,
people are really willing to
definitely.
work with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's also when it comes to you making music, it's like you have such an amazing experience and you've played in so many projects, different kinds of projects, and it's like it's really interesting like what this music will be like, this piece of art that we can hear and even help to create a little bit. So that's, you know, it's going to be really interesting, and I'm sure it's going to be something that we haven't heard before. How would you describe this this yourself as an artist, as a solo artist?
Well, first about the album, it's like a universal celebration of rhythm and
Wow.
music. And me as an artist, I would call myself a happy drummer or happy Renaissance man, because I'm interested in very many different things, but I don't see any problem in that. I feel that it's me. It's they are part of me, and there are no limits, and there are no limitations either.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's limitless, and that is kind of what we talked about earlier about
So
being
it was a
yeah.
celebration for the rhythm. Universal celebration
Yeah,
for the rhythm. That
yeah,
sounds very good.
celebration.
Name of the album.
Yeah,
The
it definitely
universal
is.
celebration for the rhythm.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah,
expect to hear all these improvisational moments. You can hear the moment
Hmm.
in the
yeah.
music.
But hey, we are drummers, and I always like to ask about different drummers. What is time? What is time and what is space?
Let's
Sami,
start with time.
Sami, what is time? How you are experiencing time, and yeah, what is time with your opinion?
Hmm. If I would like to answer it from the philosophical perspective, time doesn't exist. But if I would like to answer it from the music and in a way drummer's point of view, it is the it is your consciousness as a musician, how well you are interacting and understanding your position in life and in universe.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Beautiful said.
And that consciousness can create these structures for music, these kind of uh, even spaces for each note, or some more flexible spaces for notes to exist.
Yeah, it's really
So okay, if you're talking about the history, present, and future, how you can see those three different things time-wise?
Well, if I talk about, I was when I was a young drummer boy, I was just enjoying myself as a creator. I was playing like big drumming compositions with melodies and rhythms and whatnot. Then when I was a teenager, I was worried that I'm not in a groove, that I'm not playing as strong as I'm supposed to, or that I'm sort of staying behind in the beat. And now I'm just aiming to give my contribution to music and to find a way to make the music as beautiful and strong and energetic as possible, or as needed, depending on the situation. So that's like past and present, and maybe in future I will maybe combine all those elements, and maybe even become more free in terms of being a creator, and not worrying so much about the pulse, just trusting that it's all for the music, and it should be in the right place also.
yeah. And if you're in the zone, I think it's always in the right place.
Yeah, if you are living in present.
Yeah, if you're
Moments.
living in the present moment. Yeah,
I think there's something about when you are doing these rhythmical things, it releases stress
yeah,
and kind of, cures you.
it does.
Bit. Yeah, so there is a power of curing things because you are clapping with your hands.
Yeah,
So you're curing yourself.
yeah, because I think you're connecting, like in that process when you're banging the table, and you're connecting your mind to the body again.
Uh-huh.
And when you're doing like, if you feel stressed, it's usually because you think you should be doing something else than you're actually doing right now. So you, like,
You're
your mind
multitasking.
multitasking.
That's a Finnish joke. You will get it, getting dictionary and watching from there.
So yeah, that's like, you can also do that, a similar thing, with only your mind, of course, because everything happens in your mind. So like, when you close your eyes, for example, and you just imagine, how something feels on your skin. Like, imagine how something feels when someone touches your hand or something like that. You only need to imagine it, and that's extremely strong when you're on the right frequency.
Yeah.
So like,
And there is this telepathical connection as well. I've noticed, like during this year, that I'm thinking about in a group something, and then somebody is picking it up. I'm not even opening my mouth. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the right way.
Yeah.
I'm in the right way.
What do you think that is? What do you think?
That is some kind of it's like you are part of the group, and they have a same kind of vision, same kind of dreams, same kind of life values. So if I'm thinking about something I'd like to say, or I'm just thinking about, and somebody's just opening up, so it's like some collectiveness state of mind.
Yeah. Do you think telepathy can also be called the subconscious mind action? Like, because if I remember correctly, where like the mind that we understand it's about 5% of our brain capacity.
And that's the consciousness. That's your consciousness.
Yeah, exactly.
But subconscious.
Yeah, that's the conscious level.
It's 95%.
Exactly. So
that really leads. That really leads your whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is huge.
Like huge kind of capacity.
Yeah, 95%. So like imagine like I'm just regularly using 5% of my brain. Regularly using 5% of my mind.
Yeah. It's like a metaphoric, if you have like a 100 guys, worker. Why only use 5 workers? Because you can use those 95 more.
Exactly. And how can we connect our conscious mind with our subconscious mind? Sami Kontola.
When you relax, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Magic happens.
This is the right answer.
Yeah. So it's true. You are on that, in the middle of alignment.
Yeah,
you are in this
that's
position.
That's the only place where it happens, like.
Okay, you are relaxing, but how you are relaxing? What are the ways to relax?
Usually my solution in those moments is I become grateful in a conscious way. For example, saying it aloud, that thank you for everything and thank you for this moment. And then usually the perception changes and the stress goes away and the fear goes away and the worry goes away.
I think that's really, really important. Like basically every book I've read or listened about being more of yourself, like self-help books, like there's always, the topic of being grateful. And when you sleep well, it's amazing. And how you can sleep well, a lot of it has to do with being grateful when you're going to sleep. Because it's like either you choose to relax or then you don't. And sleep is extremely important. So when you're being grateful, reminding yourself of the 3 things. For me, it helps when I write them down. So it helps a lot. And I write them down or like write 1 or 2 pages in my diary.
Yeah, it's like a diary.
It is.
Positive diary.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can just write the things.
And then you can take a picture as well.
Yeah.
For those things during the daytime.
That's a nice.
Yeah, because I have this a memo, and I've done it like during a couple of months. So every day, 3 things and a picture, 3 different pictures.
Yeah. So do the things change that you are grateful for? Or is there like one of them is always the same?
Things are changing. I'm grateful for, meeting some special person at perfect time. And if he or she is doing something for me, or I'm getting good food or whatever it is, small things, free coffee, from cafeteria, whatever it is. You have those moments there, and then after that you are having the feeling, life is full of magic. It's full of magic. We don't understand anything about life, basically.
Yeah.
It's like most of us are living that 5% state of mind. And then they are reading negative news and they are believing that system and media and stuff like that. And then they got scared. But more you are, going through your fears, you are coming fearless.
Yeah, exactly. Your personal.
Yeah.
Personal fears.
So, Sami, how you feel? What is the thing we musicians can teach in companies, in directors in companies, CEOs, workers, whatever, who are doing this job 8 to 4, what we can teach those people who are on this wheel, running this wheel?
I think that music and musicians can teach very many things: creativity, joy, gratefulness, listening to each other, listening to oneself, sharing, and doing things together for a common goal.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
exactly. Listening is huge. Listening is huge because a lot of people ask questions only to ask questions, but not to listen. But when you're actually listening, like really, really listening, it's like, wait a second, like there's
You are
more.
becoming wiser.
Yeah, there's more to this. There's more to this. And that's like when you listen more than you talk, then you can hear.
Yeah, and having this, when you're playing in bands, you're really having this ball of eye, like playing football or playing in a band. I think it's like you can apply that thing in your life all the time. Let's throw the ball to Sami, let's ball this to Iiro. And you're really like interaction is real. And it's happening. So I've learned so much, like during this session from Sami.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's all about the listen, opening up your ears.
Yeah, it's been amazing. And it's been amazing to have you as our first ever guest. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sami.
And I have learned so much from you guys.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Can learn from each other. That's the great thing.
It is. It's
and that's something, if talking about the breed of drummers, like the species of drummers. I think it's the coolest thing, we are playing a little bit different, and then we are just, sharing knowledge, sharing wisdom, sharing experiences.
Yeah.
What about the singers? Are they doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Those lead singers.
Yeah, there's definitely a community. Like, oh, you're a drummer.
Yeah.
Wait a second, I am too. What kind of music? What's your drum kit? How does it sound like? What kind of sticks you use?
What is time?
Yeah.
Then we are going a little bit deeper.
What is time? What is time?
There is no time.
Yeah, it's really big questions, and like I'm really happy and grateful for being surrounded by people who are interested in these big questions and make us who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So I think we will see in Jyväskylä.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
I'd like to be in Jyväskylä. I don't remember. It's like 1 year I've been there last. So it would be nice to go there and creating those rhythmical parts.
Something new.
Yeah.
First we can go swimming in the hole in the ice, and then we can go to my place and I can warm up the sauna for us.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
that's very Finnish way.
I think we're sold.
We are sold.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sami.
And thank you, Sami. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is a very good beginning.
Thank you
for our podcast.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing, and we're really hoping to do this again sometime soon. And see you in real life.
Yes.
Yes. See you soon.
All right.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.